Hey, good morning everybody from sunny Florida. It's a nice day today, a little bit windy, so I'm going to apologize for the wind noise right off the bat. Most of you know that I suffered an Achilles tendon, not a rupture, but a kind of a shredding that happened on the AT back in 2017, and been going through the healing process for that. And one of the things that my podiatrist told me was that zero drop footwear resulted in most of his work with Achilles tendon injuries. So I was a little hesitant. I'd bought myself a pair of Lone Peak 3.5s when I'd come back from the trail. The La Sportiva Wildcats that I wore seemed to be a little slippery on rocks to me, so I wanted to try something different before I went back out in what I thought was going to be 2018, but never made it. So that led to me trying out some oboes, and I had some sawtooths. I got a pair of bridgers. Was going to wear the bridgers back out. You know, the debate goes back and forth between, you know, waterproof Gore-Tex or equivalents or just trail runners that can dry pretty quickly. My experience with the 4 days that I did wear my La Sportivas was that my feet were wet the whole time. So it didn't really matter that they dry fast, because as soon as you put them on in the morning and start down the trail, the bogginess of some of the trail there in New York, my feet got wet instantly. And I kind of decided I didn't like it. So I really love my Loas. You guys know that I hike primarily in Loas, about 1,400 miles in them. Got almost 1,000 miles on my first pair. Hardly any blisters. Now I do wear liner socks. But anyway, so I was out in Arizona recently, stopped in at an REI to take a look at the 4.0s that have come out with the Lone Peaks. Because I've got a little plantar fasciitis I'm kind of struggling with. I'd like to do something, see if something would help with that. So I ended up with a pair of 4.0s that are the mid, and they're also the eVent. So it's not the Gore-Tex, but it's the eVent. And I'm going to try them. I'm here in Florida. It's kind of starting to get a little bit warm. I'm going to do some hiking. Matter of fact, I'm going to go out on the Florida Trail here. I'll do a mile or two in, mile or two back out. Just see how my Achilles tendon does wearing them. Let me show you what they look like. These are the 4.0s, and they are let's say mid-level, mid-range, and these are size 13s. Okay, because I wear a 12.5 is my foot size. Up a whole half a size that has never recovered from all the AT hiking that I've done. And anyway, so this has got the eVent, and it feels good. Some of the complaints that I've heard is it doesn't seem to keep as much cushion as the old 3.5s did. It's a little bit harder to get on. You actually have to use this strap here to pop them on your foot. Let me throw them on the scale here, and let's just see what they look like. All right, it might be a little hard to see here with this light. 2 pounds, and looks like it's jumping back and forth with the wind here between 5/8, it's like yeah, the wind's affecting a little bit here, but I would say it's 2 pounds and under 1 ounce, so right at 2 pounds, so 1 pound each. So for a mid, it's light. So I'm gonna go out and try it for a couple of miles here and see how it does with my my Achilles tendon. And also I've got a little bit of recurring plantar fasciitis that's popped back up in my right foot, which seems to be a problem. So we'll see how it does with that. Beautiful day out on the Florida Trail today, out here with the missus and my dog Millie, and the missus does not want to be filmed. So anyway, you see this all the time, people walking on the AT or the PCT or the CDT, and they show them walking with their feet. So far, they're pretty comfortable. If you are fashion conscious or self-conscious, they kind of look like clown shoes in a way, the way the toe box is kind of open and splayed. So if you have a little bit self-conscious in life, do you hate clowns? Maybe this is not the shoe brand to use, but if you tend to get blisters on the outsides of your toes, this is supposed to help with that. So anyway, I'll let you know how a few more miles go today. The footwear seems to be doing well. And the air is just perfect out here today. Hiking philosophy. You know, you can hike for the miles, or you can hike for the enjoyment. You all know, if you watched any of my videos, that I've hiked for the enjoyment. I love to be out here. I love to be doing stuff, seeing things, enjoying stuff. Never been one about miles. The plantar fasciitis has not flared up at all yet, which is good. But the key will be once I get back and get in the car and drive back home and get out. We'll see how it's doing. Achilles tendon is fine. I have a knee that I've been nursing, and I have this little day pack that I bent over, and the water bottle fell out and hit it. So it hurts more from that than it's done from the hiking. Okay, I'm not going to call this a review, but maybe just a kind of a final assessment of my initial impressions. We did about 2.8 or so altogether on the Florida Trail. You can see a lot of pollen out there today. I found that these 4.0s are more comfortable than my 3.5s. Felt like I had a little bit more support. Now I tend to have a narrow foot, so these tended to give me a little bit more lateral control and lateral support. The few times that I found a little bit of uneven terrain on the Florida Trail. So anyway, take it for what it's worth. I think I paid $160 for these, and I think the regular low top without the eVent waterproofing was about $130. So you're not paying that much more for the mids that are waterproof. Whether or not you want them or like them or not, I'm not sure. This material here kind of feels a little vinyl-y, a little plasticky. I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to hold up on the trail over time. Anyway, all right, Big Bird out. Everybody have a good day.